Hi SYO, I'm sitting here with my dog Ray in the midst of social distancing and the global COVID-19 pandemic. This is my first time reaching out to you and I'm not entirely sure why it's taken me so long. We've all been adjusting to new realities over the last few weeks and whatever normal was before suddenly seems so distant. Before I get any further with this, I want to say that I truly hope you, your families, and your loved ones are keeping safe and healthy. Not only has this pandemic created an unprecedented impact on global health, it has ground the economy to a halt. Lives and livelihoods are affected, and this will touch every one of our lives in some way. I think it's taken me so long to reach out because I've been wrestling with the idea of what music making means at a time like this. Yes, we will need and want music as a society on the flip side of this, but this has given me pause to reflect on why we need music. Is it a necessity for life in the way that water, food, and shelter are? No. Is it an essential service that can be mandated by the government to remain available to the public in a time like this? No. But the Ontario government called liquor stores an essential service, so who knows what kind of metric that is anyways. Music is at once a complete luxury and non-essential, but I also believe it is part of the lifeblood of who we are as a people. There's a quote often attributed to the British statesman Winston Churchill, that when he was asked to cut funding for the arts during the war, he responded with, "Then what are we fighting for?" It turns out that he never said that, but I do love the sentiment. But I'd like to share a quote that was actually said, this time by the great American journalist Hunter S. Thompson. He had this to say about music. "Music has always been a matter of energy to me, a question of fuel. Sentimental people call it inspiration, but what they really mean is fuel. I have always needed fuel. I am a serious consumer. On some nights, I still believe that a car with the gas needle on empty can run about 50 more miles if you have the right music very loud on the radio." End quote. Fuel. Music fuels who we are. I've felt disoriented since the pandemic and its effects hit Saskatchewan. I know that our primary objective as a society right now is that we have to flatten the curve and keep ourselves, our loved ones, and our communities safe. But I feel personally like I'm lacking in fuel. A big part of my fueling up was our weekly SYO rehearsals. To make music with all of you gives me energy and abundance. So much so that after a particularly great rehearsal, I often found myself not able to sleep for hours later. I was overflowing with the energy and fuel we shared by making music together. To perform music gives me energy. Sharing music gives me energy. And like many things in life, the more you share, the more you end up getting back. So then how are we going to share and give fuel to each other in a time like this? I'm going to start here by making a weekly playlist of 5 things I'm listening to. I invite you to do the same. Why not leave a comment below this post and share with your fellow SYO members what music is catching your ear these days? In essence, what music is fueling you? And beyond that, I challenge each and every member of the SYO, myself included, to reach out to someone with music. Perhaps you have a friend or loved one who has had to isolate in a way that they have no human contact because they live alone. Wouldn't they love an impromptu Skype concert from you? Nothing crazy, maybe even just a short 2-minute piece. I know that they need that fuel. And what if you're in a shared space with family right now? I know that everyone in your house has to be feeling drained and are all probably spending way too much time in front of screens. Myself very much included. I've played way too much Nintendo. But I'd be curious to hear about the reactions of your family if you invite them into the living room to share music with them. That's fuel that they need. Let's fuel each other. I challenge to each of you to find a way to remind people in your life what we are fighting to regain right now. Are we fighting to regain a healthy society free of the virus? A global economy that can function? Yes, of course. But we are also fighting for those moments that fuel our spirit and our imaginations as human beings. If governments think that being able to buy alcohol is an essential service right now, then my goodness, music is essential as well. It's essential because sharing music is part of the essence of who we are. Very soon, I'll be in touch with you with more details about how we plan to do auditions amid social distancing precautions, details about how we will do the audition workshop remotely by video conferencing, and also details about repertoire, etc. for next season. But for now, I'll leave you with the links to 5 pieces of music below. 5 pieces that bring me pure joy. I'm going to, in future weeks, make a video and I'll focus more on talking about the music and why I'm sharing it with you. But for now, I'll just give you a quick rundown of what I've shared below. Where's my dog? Ray, come over here. Ray! There's something she's seeing outside the window that's far more interesting than me right now. Oh, here. Okay. First piece. Julie Fowlis is a Scottish singer who sings primarily in Gaelic, the traditional language of the Scottish Highlands. Some of you know I have a Scottish background. I don't understand a word of Gaelic, but every time I listen to Julie Fowlis, it lifts my spirits. The second piece is John Adams' Short Ride in a Fast Machine. When I was in university, I used to listen to this in the mornings to get me full of energy. I did this almost religiously until I discovered coffee, at which time I combined coffee and this piece. This is an amazing performance led by Maren Alsop with the BBC Symphony Orchestra. I think you'll love it. The third piece I'm 10% embarrassed about. Yes, it is the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song, the rap version of it. This is a bit nerdy, yes, I will admit, but I dare you not to crack a smile. I've also had the lyrics to this memorized for the last 25 years. The fourth piece features the viol da gamba, and in another life I would love to be a viol da gamba player with a nice resonant room to play in, just like Nima Ben David does in this. I miss music making with other people, but this just shows how much one instrument and one person can express. And finally, we have Danza by Lucky Chops. No explanation here, just go have your own personal dance party. And that's it for this week. I'll have another playlist of what I'm listening to next Friday. Again, please feel free to share a playlist of your own. I hope you, your families, and your loved ones are well, but I also hope that you are fueled. Life is about more than simple survival. We want to thrive, and music is a part of any thriving society. This is the first time I've done this. I'm reading off a teleprompter right now because, as you know, if you're a member of the SYO, I tend to get a bit long-winded when I go off script. My goodness, I'm long-winded even when I have a script. So if it looks like I've been staring over there instead of at the camera, that's why. Will this get any less amateur as the weeks go on? We'll see. But really what I wanted to do was just reach out, share with you the idea that music is fuel, that we need that fuel. I cannot wait to make music with you together in person sometime soon. But until then, let's share music, let's stay connected and fuel each other. Bye for now.